Hey guys, oh, I'm dropping stuff. Hey guys, I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, hope everybody had a good week. Um, this is going to be your weekly. Oh, before I even get to weekly reading, okay. First, couple of updates because people been asking me, as usual, to open up a little bit more about what I do and be a little more out about what I do. Um, of course, like most people, they already did videos about it. I got well, I don't have the book, but I got the calendar, 2014, Create Your Amazing Life This Year, blah, blah. I got that. Well, not the calendar. I have the downloaded file, Kindle file, whatever you want to call it. Kindle file, file, whatever. Downloaded file, business plan, yep. And the life plan is serious. Yep, yep. That's a very good book. But yeah, so if you have that book, there's a huge amount of us on and it's getting much bigger on Facebook, that we have our own Facebook group that we are doing that book with. And that book is like it's I will say it's like it is kind of like light and lovey dovey stuff, but it's not to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not doing this book. I hate this book. It's not going down. So if I can deal with it, y'all should be able to deal with it. And to me, it's a really good book. But I can't go into the pages because obviously it's on my Kindle. And at this point, I don't even know where my Kindle's at right now, which is why you're watching this on the webcam. And I hope the quality is at least better than the Kindle, close to the Kindle, whatever. Um, Other than that, one of the things that's on my to-do list this year was to get out and meet a lot more people in the craft. Not necessarily in the craft the way that I'm in it, but just meet a lot of people in the craft anyway. So, in saying it, I am so happy. I'm not gonna say names, but I did meet some. I did meet somebody, a couple people actually, in the craft, and one of them happened to have a friend who took a trip to Egypt, and from there, what they brought back was sand, the dirt, the dirt from the Khufu pyramid. Yes, they did dirt from. Can you see this? Am I too close? Can it focus if I'm that close? I don't know. Anyway, this is dirt from the Khufu pyramid, and I love it. I love it. And they thought about me when they after we met, whatever, had a couple of exchanges. They went home and they thought about it, and they thought this would be a good gift for me. And it actually has its own smell to it. Ironically, it's kind of beachy, but kind of not, kind of musk, but not kind of not. It's just, I don't know, it just has its own smell to it. It reminds me of I don't want to say that because if I say that, I'm sound totally racist. But I love the way it smells, and it's the same from the pyramid. So add this to my collection. Yes, I am. Anyway, we're gonna get to our weekly reading now. Before I get into this reading, I also have to say that, and I'm not smiling to be funny. I'm just happy over my saying. But one few things to remember. One, we're getting close to our the shadow period of Mercury retrograde that will be starting at the end of this month. We are still in. I'll get back to you on what sign that's under because I can't remember for the life of me right now. But we're still in well we're in the shadow period of Venus retrograde because we're coming off. Well, no, we're not in the shadow period yet. Anyway, we're coming off the energy of Venus retrograde, but we're still in Venus retrograde, which is in Capricorn, and we're in a Jupiter retrograde, which is in Cancer. So, Capricorn is I believe I might say Aries in the other video, and I'm totally wrong for that if I did. But Venus in Capricorn, Capricorn, to keep it very simple, is the great I use. So, with Venus being in Capricorn, um, what it is the stuff that you used to use to make things beautiful, or those blinders that we put on things, or the way we was able to um, recreate a situation to make it look a certain way that really wasn't, is all going now, at least for the next couple of days too, until the end of the month. And with Jupiter retrograde being in Cancer, Jupiter's all about expansion, and with the retrograde, you're not being allowed to expand those emotions. So again, I will remind you, this is the time where you're going to see people for who they are. Now, with us coming up on the shadow part, which basically just means the beginning part of Mercury retrograde, which starts on the 22nd, we all know Mercury retrograde deals with your thinking. So now we'll be coming out of Venus retrograde. But be very careful because the decisions you make at this time, especially about people, places, and things, are very important for your life this year and upcoming life, and they were very good decisions that need to be made. That's why the energy is out there. But with Mercury retrograde coming in, and I need to check to see exactly what sign it's under. I'm so sorry for that. With Mercury retrograde coming in, you know that messes with the mind, it messes with the thought. So, I mean, everything that's out there is always good for a reason, but we want to look at the reason that it's out there. So I'm gonna get back to that, but I just want to be mindful. I'll probably make another video either after this about Mercury retrograde, after I check, or sometime this week, depending on how I feel. They'll probably most likely be after this video because I'm not sleepy yet. Had coffee. Anyway, let's get into our weekly reading. I want to bring the runes back in. I want to bring the runes back in because I did like we was in a group and we did a rune a week. I kind of like the energy of that energy we should have over that week. So I might bring that back in. But for right now, we're going to do our weekly reading with my babies, just my favorite cards. For those of you card junkies, I'm sorry you're not going to see too many decks on this channel. Yeah. But there's plenty of other channels that has tons of decks for like your every desire. But anyway, let's go. Let's see. Well, that's what the deck in half. Why I feel like I'm playing cards? I split the deck in half like I'm playing cards. Anyway, see, that's what coffee do to you. Coffee is a hell of a drug. Let's see. Two. Other than that, excuse the mess in the background. I am redoing this whole area. And yeah, while I'm redoing this whole altar, I just felt the need to just switch up the energies, change it around. But I haven't got into actually putting everything back yet or figuring out how I want it to look or how it should look at the moment. So just excuse the whatever the hell's in the frame. What is in the frame? I don't know. I don't know why I'm looking in the camera like I actually can see the background. But whatever. So let's turn these cards over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then who's that? What's that? You know, it's been a lot of upside down cards lately. But anyway, okay, let's get into this reading. For this week, it seems like the overall theme is stop playing mind games with yourself. And I'm saying that because stop playing mind games with yourself. Stop asking yourself where you belong. By now, you know where you belong. You're just either afraid to go forward. You're not sure how other people are going to accept it. Or you don't really know much about it. You just know that's where you should be. So, but from the reading, you know, I have the first card is the belonging card, and it was upside down. Which the belonging card, when it's upside down, shows that you know where you belong. You know what you're doing. And the next card is the denial card, which means you're in denial about it. And I have the complicated card, which means it's upside down, which means it's not complicated. You're making it more complicated than what it has to be. Or you're doing too many things trying to avoid that thing you need to be doing, whether it's spirituality, home, finances, relationship-wise, whatever. You're making it more complicated where it needs to be. You know what you need to do. Stop being in denial about it. And the movement card is upside down, which means it's time for you to stop doing everything to avoid that situation and just deal with it. And like really, and think about what you really want, out of it, what you really want to happen. And this is the growth card. And for those that know, growth card means to me the ancestors because of the trees in the background, and you're just sitting amongst it. You're just sitting amongst the trees, and I didn't even realize this before. The bench actually looked like it's made from the roots of the trees. I doubt you could tell on this camera, but it kind of does. And if you hear hissing noise in the background, that's my son. He plays too much. But basically, overall, the reading for this week will be start finalizing these decisions that you made. Stop doing other things to keep you too busy to make these decisions. Stop overlooking stuff. You know what it is. Stop being in denial about it. It's not complicated. It's very easy to at least make the decision of whether you want it in your life or not. Again, stop avoiding it, and then after that, it's just a matter of connecting to your ancestors and seeing which way connect to your ancestors. For those who work with the ancestors, if you don't work for your ancestors, you still look at it as connecting to your angels, to your higher self, to your angels, your higher self, whatever deities you work with, to energies out there. Start connecting to that and see what you're supposed to be working on, get the information you need to get, and start doing it. So that is information for the week. You're reading for the week. And what am I looking for? What am I looking for? The box. Duh. So that's your reading for the week, guys. Hope everybody stay blessed. Again, uncomplicate yourself and peace.